shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get NordVPN now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.
Good afternoon, everyone. We'll start with Catherine from BBC Radio Leeds.
Thank you very much. Afternoon, Jacob. Let's start with Saturday. Another really good win to chalk off. What did you make of it?
Yeah, it was. That's 3 on the spin now. It's really good to start building some momentum and winning some games. We're a very good team, so that's what we should be doing. We have gone through a bit of a rocky period. I know with the Blackpool and Northampton game here. But it's good to finally get wins. We deserve, the wins, the players, the staff, the fans. We all deserve it. We deserve to win every game, in my opinion. But, that's easier said than done. So it's nice to start building that momentum, and we just have to continue that now.
As a goalkeeper, you didn't have an awful lot to do, did you? How do you find those games where you're not really called into action that often?
Yeah, I've definitely had busier games, but you just got to stay concentrated throughout the whole game. You can get caught into action in the first minute, in the 90th minute. That happens a lot, that a keeper doesn't have to make a save until the 96th minute, for example, or something. So you just got to stay ready. The defence were great, so they were probably the reason I didn't have to do too much, to be fair. But yeah, you just got to stay concentrated and ready for whatever comes.
In some ways, are those games harder than the ones where you're busy all of the time?
Yeah, yes and no. I guess it's just, at the end of the day, a game's a game, whether you have a lot to do or hardly anything to do. It's probably difficult for other reasons, to stay concentrated rather than because it's difficult to do so many things or be caught into action so many times. So yeah, I guess it's yes and no, really.
And how are you enjoying this run in the team? Called in at really short notice when Lee picked up his injury. So how are you finding it?
Yeah, it all happened really quick at Reading, but I was, always ready, always prepare the same way if I'm first choice or third choice, which I've been in the past. So preparation's always the same. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's good. You want to play every game possible as a footballer. You never want to be left out. So yeah, I'm just really enjoying it, trying to enjoy it as much as I can and try to contribute as much as I can as well to every game and hopefully to wins as well. So yeah, just trying to pick up from where Lee and Maxi left off, really, and continue it going.
Lee's going to be out for a little while, we know, but Chris is now back from his illness. And so how do you kind of find that dynamic between the two of you? Friends, I'm sure, off the pitch, but equally competition for that one spot. Interesting dynamic. Yeah,
that's the annoying thing about a goalkeeper. Only one can play. Whether you have 5 or 6 at the club good enough to play, only one can. So there's competition every day, whether Lee's there as well, or if it's Francis or Ollie training. The competition is always good, but that drives everyone to be better, which is not just the goalkeepers, but obviously there's a lot of good outfielders as well, and you can only put 10 of them. So it drives you to get better and train harder, and it's good. The competition's really good. I'm pushing Maxi's pushing me, and it's good every day in training, but it's enjoyable as well. We get on, we're friends, so it's good. Yeah.
It must feel slightly different at the moment that you're the person getting the nod, so it's your shirt to keep, if you like. Do you kind of feel that pressure of must make sure I carry on doing well, performing well, and keep hold of it now you've got it? Yeah, definitely.
Every game I want to do well, whether that's just a one-off game here and there or something like that, or if it's my shirt, I just want to play well and I want to contribute to a win. That's the same thing. I've been at Huddersfield for nearly 6 years now, and I've wanted to succeed here for 6 years. So it's nice to start playing a couple games now, and hopefully that can keep going.
Have you always been a goalkeeper?
No, I was a striker when I was younger, and then probably transferred fully to a goalkeeper about 11-ish. Dad was my coach, and he said I didn't have the skill, the pace, or the anything to be a striker, so he just sent me all the way back to a keeper, and I was okay. So just been there since.
I always think it's such a difficult position to play, as you've touched on, because there's only one in the team. also because there's nowhere to hide. If things go wrong, it's always just so obvious that it's gone wrong. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, that's the life of a goalie. That happens. You can be the hero one minute, be the villain the next, whatever. But it happens. That's all. Every goalkeeper, the best goalkeeper in the world, will make mistakes and maybe concede goals they could do a little bit better on. That's just the life of it. And I'm sure every goalkeeper is aware of that. So you've just got to be strong mentally. Got to have thick skin, especially on away days, and not let anything get to you, and just continue on your job.
Do you quite enjoy that? Obviously you've got the away fans right behind you, or the home fans if it's an away day. Do you kind of have a little chuckle to yourself, some of the things that get said?
Yeah, I've been called all sorts. Some are funny, some are like crazy, but it's good. It keeps you on your toes, and it makes you drive even harder to hopefully keep a clean sheet or win the game, and then you can have the last laugh. So it's always good.
Wrexham then tomorrow night. What do you think of Wrexham and the publicity that goes with them? Are they an asset to League One or a bit of a distraction?
I don't know. I'm not. It's all the lads probably are not too fussed on it, not getting caught up too much in it. They're obviously a good team and they're doing well, and they've done unbelievably well for the last couple of seasons. And fair play to them, hats off. But we're not gonna certainly go there and show them way too much respect or anything like that. It's just a game of football, and we want to win it. So yeah, fair play to them with what they've done, and they've got, I think, a decent little streak going at home. So hopefully we can go there and just end that for them.
That's it. They're very, very strong at home. I expect you are going to have probably a busier night there tomorrow than you maybe had on Saturday. Are you sensing the same?
Yeah, but football's crazy. People were saying against Birmingham, they were going to have all this possession and have all these shots, and that wasn't the case. We could have and maybe should have scored at least one. So that could be the case. It could not be the case. You just got to be ready for whatever comes, really.
Best of luck tomorrow night. Thank you, Jacob.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Catherine. We'll now go to Stephen from We Are Terriers.
Hi, Chap. It's good to see you. I think the gaffer's been quite forthright. Michael has said to us, if Maxi had been available when Lee got injured, he probably would have gone in for Lee instead. But obviously that gave you your chance, and he's stuck by you. I mean, that must be a great boost for you that you know that you're there on merit.
Yeah. Gaffer's been class with me, to be fair. So was Andy and the assistant coaches. When you get given this opportunity, you just want to take it with both hands, and you want to give back. Do the best you can. That's what I'm obviously trying to do at the moment. It's I'm grateful for this chance, but I've been working hard to get this for a long time, for forever really, especially since I've come to the club. So I'm happy that it's come, and I finally got a few games, and just trying to take it one game at a time and just go from there.
Yeah, I mean, you sort of alluded to it, but you joined in 2019. It's the first time you've had, I know you've had loans away and you've had a couple of appearances last season, etc. But this is sort of your first sort of extended chance. It must be a moment where you sort of take stock and think, does it feel all worth it now? Do you feel good about getting this run?
Yeah, of course. You feel really good when you play. Like I was saying before, every footballer wants to play games, and I understand a goalkeeper is a bit of a different role. So I know I've had to go on loan. Osset when I was 18, and then I've been to Gateshead, Salford, Rochdale, and played a fair few games there. So I know that's the case. Lee's had his loans in the past before coming here. Pickford, you look at all Pope. So many goalkeepers will go have so many loans, and will have to wait for their chance. And I know that's the case a lot of the time. It is what it is. But like I said, when you get the chance, you just got to make sure you're ready.
I mean, you're only 18 when you arrived, weren't you? It must be. It's tough for any player to sort of move, but obviously coming from the other side of the world at that age must be difficult. I know you will have had Nick joined you a bit later, but is that a strange experience for you? Do you take it in your stride? Is it exciting? What's it like?
Yeah, I can remember having a conversation with my mum and dad when I was about 7 or 8, maybe a bit older, maybe 9 or 10, but I've always wanted to come to Europe, especially England. My dad was at Sheffield United in the academy, and his dad was there as well, as a player, and they played football in England, and I just wanted to do it forever. So I knew what I was coming into, weather-wise, etc. I knew what to expect. and yeah, there's no place I'd rather be, to be honest. It's it might not have Bondi Beach next to us anymore, but I don't mind. I don't care too much, you know. As you can see, getting a tan isn't really my thing, so just enjoying being here. And I knew what I was coming into. I knew the football was very intense and electric, and the fans were always electric as well. So I knew what I was coming into, so I wasn't unprepared for it. So you know, I'm enjoying it every day and learning things, and yeah, it's good, going well.
Do your family get to come over much? Are they in the UK, or are they watching on a
so they
weird time of night?
Yeah, they watch from back home. A lot of the time they'll stay up until silly hours to watch games, but that's what they do. But they do come over sometimes as well. My brother was over recently, coming over again next month. My other brothers want to come over. My mum and dad have come over a couple of times and are coming back over at the end of Jan. I think Northampton away, I think they'll be there. I'm pretty sure. So they can, you know, when they can, they do, because of work and stuff. And obviously it's not the cheapest thing in the world coming over for him. But they definitely try to, yeah.
Lovely. I mean, on Saturday, and I think since you've been in the team, but I think we've been quite impressed with your distribution. You know, you're kicking. I think you got a bit of a roar of appreciation for your ball to Nigel on Saturday before Callum scored. Do you see that as a strength to your game and something that you can use to sort of make an impression, keep your place?
Yeah, definitely. A modern day goalkeeper's got to be good with the ball at their feet, for most teams. I guess not every team, but for a lot of teams around the world, and England and the world, yeah, you've got to be good with the ball at your feet. But that's something I've always tried to be good at, and try to have that asset and a weapon almost for the team that we can use on game days, and it's becoming even a bigger thing every season, really. And maybe being an outfield player when I was younger helps, you know, playing as an outfield player. So it's definitely something I try to bring to the team, and if it's going to help us and if we're going to play out through it or create chances through it, then it's a big deal, yeah.
You've got that big sidewinder that not every goalkeeper does, but you do see, you know, like Sir Jordan Pickford and Edison are good at them. Is that something you have to sort of practice and work on, because it's quite a particular skill, isn't it? And is it the coaches? Where does that come from?
Yeah, I've been practicing sideys forever. If it's just picking up a ball and passing it to a player or a coach, you know, in between a drill, I'll just side it. Remember in Australia, I'd always do it. First team keeper at the time at Sydney United, Tom Manos, we used to just stay after training and do it all the time. And I try to learn off other people, see how they do it. Edison, Pickford, like you said, Onana, they're all very good at it. So try, you know, bring that to the team as well and use it when I can. You can't always use it, obviously, but it is nice to have.
Lovely. Good talking to you. Thank you. Best luck tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, Stephen.
Cheers.
Thank you, everyone. And we'll be back at 2:30 p.m. with head coach Michael Duff.
Shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get NordVPN now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day. shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get NordVPN now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.
Good afternoon, everyone. We'll start with Catherine from BBC Radio Leeds.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Michael. Let's start with the team news first of all. Lasse Sorensen, how is he after Saturday?
Well, he won't be available for this week. He's having a scan this afternoon, so when we get the news of that. He doesn't seem to think it's too bad, but watching it back, you can see him clutch his hamstring, which is never a real good sign. So until we get the full story, we don't know. Hopefully it's not too bad.
And how's everybody else after the weekend? Any fresh injuries?
Everyone else is fine, which is a bit of a positive. Obviously Reece will be back in, comes into the thinking because of his sickness that he had last week. He's absolutely fine now, trained today, no problem. So yeah, hopefully a group getting fitter.
Wrexham next then, a team that have won 5 from 5 at home. How do you approach it?
It's a good challenge. 2 leagues separated the 2 teams last year, but clearly they're on an upward trajectory. I have been for a long time. When I was at Cheltenham, I lost my captain to when they were in the conference, and that's when the project was really starting, and they've got unbelievable momentum. We talk about building a relationship with the supporters. Well, they have that. They get them through in tough moments. And they're riding the crest of a wave. So it'll be noisy, and we'll have to go and deliver a performance if we want to get anything out of the game.
It's interesting that they're kind of seen as a big fish in this pond, and yet when you hear Phil Parkinson talk, you hear Paul Mullin talk after their win at the weekend, they very much see Huddersfield as a big team to pit their wits against. So it's kind of remembering that, I guess, that they are the underdogs in this situation in a lot of ways.
In terms of stature of club, we're a bigger club than them. I don't think that's been disrespectful. But the one thing they've got is momentum and confidence. So they're hard things. We've found that ourselves in this run that we've been in. It was decision making through a lack of confidence and a lack of trust in each other almost. So they've got total trust in each other because of the journey that they've been on. It's a brilliant story. But they haven't become world beaters. A lot of the so we need to go there with an arrogance of we are a big team in this league and go and deliver that, and that's part of the expectation.
And being able to handle those kind of scenarios, which is something you've talked about. You've kind of pitted your wits against Birmingham away, where there was a lot of expectation on them. Do you see Wrexham in a similar bracket, or are they a very different side?
I think Birmingham are a different animal in the league. I think they are the best team we've played. I think they are the best team in the league. I think the rest is pretty close. And Wrexham have done brilliant. But look at the teams that have done really well since. Mansfield have come up and done really well as well. So they've carried that momentum in, and it's going to be a real challenge because we've not only got to beat 11, 15, 16 good players, but you've got to beat the crowd as well. You've got to try and silence them and keep them quiet.
And how do you go about doing that? Do you go there with the intention of attacking and let's give them a game?
Yeah, well, we play our best when we're passing the ball. So the criticism at the Birmingham game was that we were really, really good without the ball, but we didn't use it. So it's having that trust that hopefully we can go there and keep the ball off them, but do it with a purpose because they're quite happy to let you have the ball as well. So they're not bothered about possession stats. So they've got a definite way of playing, and it's been really successful, so why come off that? So we need to go there and try and implement it, be system against system, so they'll match each other up there. So it will be a lot of one-on-one battles all over the pitch. So can we win more than them? That probably dictate the result of the game.
There's a lot of attention on Paul Mullin returning after back surgery. He scored after 16 seconds at the weekend. Actually started his career here at Huddersfield Town. His club gave him his first professional contract, I learned today. How do you deal with a player like that, who, as you say, is among many riding the crest of a wave?
I think he's got a brilliant appetite for the game. He plays every game like it's his last. and the reason why you end up retiring is because you can't run anymore. Well, he can run, and he's got an appetite and a willingness to run. He scored 30 when the year that I was at Cheltenham, we won the league. He got promoted with Cambridge, scored 30 odd goals. So I know him really well. And that's why they took him. And he's just carried that momentum on. But I think the main thing is his work rate and his appetite for the game. It's infectious.
And you have to match that, don't you? Say it's not always about necessarily skill level. If you can match the appetite and run as hard, work as hard, something that you've talked about a lot during your time here.
It should be a given, but it's not. And the one thing I can't question our lads on has been, we've lost games in a bad run, but I don't think it was ever through a lack of application. It was through lack of quality and confidence maybe, but I don't think it was through energy and effort. So no, we the training that we do every day, we ask a lot of them, and they've shown that our lads are willing to run. But yeah, you've got no chance in this game if you don't want to run, or you think you're too good to run. That's when you've got problems.
And hopefully you will bring 3 points back tomorrow. How much do you see games like this as setting down a bit of a marker as to where the potential lies for Huddersfield Town this season?
I think we just need to add consistency. We won 4 games and we lost a load, and then we just won 3 on the spin. So we're searching ourselves for a level of consistency, even within games as well sometimes. So that's the thing that we are. Is it a marker for the league where we stand? I don't think so. But I don't know how true this is. But someone said they've not been beaten for 18 months at home. Like I said, they're 5 from 5 at home this year. So if we can be the first team, that will be a mark, and hopefully we can go and do it, knowing how difficult it will be, but it'll give our lads a shot in the arm as well if we can get the result.
Thank you very much. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine. We'll now go to Stephen from We Are Terriers.
Hi, Michael. Shame about last. I suppose the silver lining is you've got a couple of potentially good options to replace, haven't you? Turton and Spencer in contention. Yeah,
Brodie obviously comes back into the thinking. Thought Ollie was top draw when he came on the other day. So he definitely comes into the thinking. But Brodie's an international footballer. Played wing back, left wing back for his country last week. So we have got some quality in the squad. So yeah, it's disappointing about last, but someone else an opportunity to stay in the team.
And set pieces could be, I know, important every game, but it's one of the teams with the better attacking set piece record versus your team, the one with the best defensive set piece record. Could be quite decisive in this game, couldn't it?
They're always important. I think we are the best defensively. I think we're the third best offensively. But the criticism that I gave to the players last week is there's no point in having the best stats. We hadn't taken a point from a set play. We've not nicked a 0-0 with a set play, or got back into a game 1-0 down from a set play. I think it shows the importance on Saturday. We were knocking on the door, and it comes from a second phase set play. And then we go and get the next one because you've almost broke their spirit with that moment. So they're always really important. One thing that they are, Wrexham, they're a team of men. There's not many kids in there. They're all experienced. They've all been around the block. And that's one of the challenges that they know the way around. And set plays will be one of the things that they're really tough at.
Just looking at the stats, they seem like they look like a counter-attacking side. I mean, you've just played one at the weekend. As a coach, is it helpful if you have sort of back-to-back games that have, at least some things in common in terms of style?
The international break, that was the beauty of it. We had this run along with Exeter at the weekend, and they all play back threes. So you can get some sort of consistency in how we want to play against a back three. Because there are quite a few things that you need to tweak in the way that we play. So being able to get like a pattern of work and a consistency of work. It's the beauty, because today you don't do a lot today. It's recovery, it's a little bit of prep, and then you get another game, and Thursday, Friday would be very similar. So tactically you can't get a lot into them, but we managed to get a block of 10 days in before this week.
What do you do in sort of weeks like this? Is it a lot in the video room? Is it sort of lighter stuff on the training pitch? How does it work for you?
Yeah, it's classroom work really. You get them out, literally did a warm-up and some set plays today, that's it. A little bit of walk-through stuff. But it's mainly in the classroom. You're trying to debrief one game and prepare for another game in a day. Just rolling them out, really. We're not quite there yet that we know exactly what we want or where we want it to get to in terms of, right, we're playing against this system, so we do that, or we're playing against this system when they do that. We're not quite there yet, but the last week enabled us to prepare properly for the 3 games coming up this week.
Obviously, you've got the team of analysts at the club. Talk us through the collaboration process with them. Is it how often do you see them? Are they leading the sessions, or is it they feed it back to you and your staff feed it back? How does that look?
Well, they're all responsible for different things. So one of them does the opposition analysis and clips all the bits and bobs on them. Another one does all the training clips. Another one does a lot of the 1v1 stuff. We've got one that just does the goalkeeper stuff. But they're always used. We're in constant dialogue with them because it's not just the team meetings. I deliver all the meetings, and then individual meetings. Pato goes and takes the centre forward meetings. Rooster does a lot of the midfielders. I'll do the defending side. But we're getting to a point now where we're starting to get the players to present to each other as well. So it's a lot of collaboration because there's no point having all this technology, and I think most players are visual learners as well. So yes, you walk through it on the grass and you go through it and you talk it through it, but if you can show them on the screen what you mean, it seems to have a lot more effect. So yeah, there are an army of analysts, but we do use them and we do make them earn their pay.
Lovely. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, mate.
Cheers, Stephen. Thank you, everyone.
Shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get NordVPN now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.